Alright, let's just give Steve Buscemi the Oscar right now. Alright, so, the incredible Burt Wonderstone, new Steve Carell comedy. I'd explain and apologize for this being late, but, at this point, it's just kinda typical. I really wasn't looking forward to this movie. I just had this, odd attraction because of how ridiculous Steve Buscemi looked in it. The trailer was very, very unfunny. I really don't think I laughed once, and I watched it a week before the movie came out, and I never saw any other advertisements other than a poster, and it just looked ridiculous. So I have to say that I was very pleasantly surprised. I did have a lot of fun with this movie. Despite the fact that it's not very good, it's still so much better than I thought it would have been, I guess. It reminds me a lot of the comedy movies we get in the early 2000s from these types of people, like Jim Carrey and Steve Carell, the Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn, those types of movies. Just these really fun, over-the-top movies, that most of them aren't very good, but they're enjoyable to watch. That's pretty much what this one is. I definitely laughed out loud a lot more than I expected to, and I just overall had a good time. And in most of these movies, I usually have a chunk of time where I just don't, I get really bored, or I don't like it, because they try to add that dramatic part, and you can always feel when it's coming, and there's a fallout between characters, and then oh, we gotta rediscover and learn, and that's where they throw the message in there. This movie has this, but I feel like its transitions a little smoother, but it's still not very good in content. Those parts, a lot of that's with Alan Arkin, his character. I mean, it's not really a great performance by Arkin. It's just he's just playing, what he normally does, and just that, in itself, it makes it better. I mean, there's some nice sentiments in there, and Olivia Wilde's in here, but I don't feel like she's just not challenging herself as an actress at all, because she just seems to play the same type of person in every movie. Steve Carell is good. I mean, out of all of them, I feel like he's probably the weakest. Jim Carrey's hysterical, with his ridiculously intense character, doing the Chris Angel routine, but intensified by a million, and just really ridiculous stuff that they're not really great jokes, and they're not that clever. Just some things that are so over the top that you can't help but laugh. So overall, not a great movie, mildly enjoyable for what it is. Definitely, I think, due to the fact that I did not expect it to be very good. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. If you really have nothing better to do, and you're in the mood for a pretty funny movie, I guess, this will do it for you. Every once in a while, I like to take a minute to think about how weird Steve Buscemi's film career is. Just the range of roles, from Adam Sandler movie cameos to Fargo, Boardwalk Empire, that kind of shit. And it just gives you a perspective about all the things you can do in life.